Hey everyone,
Hello.
how are y'all?
I'm good.
Hey Tamika, how are you?
I'm good.
So, welcome. This is To Inclusivity and Beyond. This is the whole story. This is a Metro Inclusive Health podcast. And today we are going to talk about some HIV support apps. Apps that can support you if you are living with HIV and need some help keeping track of treatment, you need some help keeping track of medication, or whatever else you need some help keeping track of, doctor visits, lots of different things. So we'll start just talking for a little bit about our experiences keeping track of health stuff, and then I'll go into the apps for a bit. And so why don't we start with some introductions? So my name's Tommy. I use he, him, and his pronouns. I'm a prevention and sexual health educator at Metro. No, that's me.
Hey everyone, my name is Pablo. I use he and his pronouns, and I'm also a prevention sexual health specialist over at Metro Inclusive Health in St. Pete. And I'll pass it
I'm
over.
Tamika. I'm a she, and I'm a student with Metro.
All right. So before we get started, I guess let's talk a little bit about why we're having this conversation. So, nowadays we use apps, we use our phones all the time, and it can be a good way to keep track of some of your information. It can be difficult at times to remember all these things, and phones have a lot of good tools to keep track of these things. So, why don't we start out with just talking about our experience in the past? So, how have the both of you, and we can each have some discussion about this, how do y'all normally keep track of your health? What are some ways that you keep track of doctor's visits, or I don't know, any medication, if you take any medication, vitamins, whatever? How are some ways that you normally right now keep track of your health?
Right now for me, I use my calendar as a reminder. Thank God for calendars. I've been going to the dentist a lot lately, and that's honestly the only way that I have been keeping track of my appointments, because we are always doing so much in prevention. So having that there as a reminder really helps me out.
Okay.
I have a calendar, and then I have a daily planner, and then the doctor's office called me like a day before and remind me that I have an appointment, even though I be knowing and remembering it, but they called me a day before.
Okay. So we each got calendars and stuff. I think I always use my phone for everything. I have my calendar app in my phone. So I don't always, if I have things written down, I won't always have them with me. I think it's just easy having my phone with me. And I will just write something in there, maybe a little reminder a few days, a week beforehand or something. So I always use just a random calendar that I have for everything, and I just put it all on there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I like the idea of a written planner or a written calendar. It sounds cute, and I can have colored pens, so I can have different things there. But I will usually forget that because I don't have it on me all the time. But my phone, however, I have it with me at all times. So getting a little buzz or a little notification really helped out.
Well, with me, I go to the Dollar Tree, and they have the calendars with the puppies on it and little flowers and stuff. So when I walk out my door, on my wall, I'm gonna show you
a little Lisa Frank calendar, a Lisa Frank planner. I think that would help me actually.
See, I have my puppies.
Oh, cute.
My puppies help me remember that I have a doctor's appointment and stuff I got to do. So it's like when I go out my door, I can look on my calendar.
Okay, sure. So if you're gonna have one, at least make it attention grabbing. That way you remember that.
Yes, I'm gonna find a cute one in the mail. I'm gonna send one to you and Pablo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does it always work? Are there any challenges with using a physical calendar or a phone?
Sometimes with the phone, sometimes because I don't be on my phone that much.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I be like when I be out and about, only time I listen to be on my phone is like if I'm talking to like Kaya or one of y'all or I'm
Mm-hmm.
listening to music. Other than that, my phone be in my purse and I be doing what I need to do. I won't be on my phone that much, but sometimes I look at my phone. I'm like, oops, I supposed to did something like I told Tommy today. I forgot all about the thing. That's how I was like, where's my phone? I forgot. Tommy did call me. I'm like, oh Lord, Tommy did call, leave me a message. I forgot. I said, Tommy, I'm so sorry.
So sometimes the phone can be something you kind of forget, but if it's on
Yeah.
your calendar, is that ever something that you'll forget about, or do you always remember if it's on your calendar?
Well, what I do is I try to make sure if I don't write on my calendar, I won't remember it. So when I need my doctor's appointments, I come straight home
Mm-hmm.
and use the card they give me and put it on my calendar. Let's say if it's like a month later, I go to that month and write down what time I gotta be doctor and all this and that. I do all that, whatever I schedule my day, so I go on my calendar
Okay.
ahead of time.
Yeah. So the calendar usually works for you, and you were able to, take whatever you've written down, put it on your calendar. You know it's all going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Pablo? I knew you were going to say something, but.
Oh no, I was gonna say, yeah, like I said before, for me, writing things down, like honestly puts it in my mind, but I close that planner or that calendar and I put it in my book bag or put it at my desk, and I forget about it until I open it up again and be like, oh right, I had that thing that was due like the other day. So honestly, my phone is the best thing for me because I always keep that on me. It's literally right here, right now. So it's always gonna be there and it's always gonna remind me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've tried using them before. I think with work, we've got like our calendar on our computer that we use for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I was to put some things in there, it would just mean there'd be things in multiple places, and I'm never going to stop using my computer, so I might as well just put it all in there and not worry about having it in a physical thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes I forget it, but my computer's always going to be there. My phone's always going to be in my pocket. I know that. Maybe it's just because I'm a millennial or something. I don't know. Am I a millennial? Whatever generation I am. Maybe that's just like we're so used to having our phones on us that's just kind of what I do.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you, how do you think technology can be helpful with this or difficult? What are some ways that technology can help out or make it difficult to keep track of your health, I guess?
I think with technology, it just makes it accessible. I mean, it's literally at your fingertips. However, that could also be a challenge because not everyone knows how to use technology as well as millennials or whatever generation we are do. So that in itself could be a barrier for some people.
I agree because some people like my mom. I try to tell her about the groups and stuff. I'm like, Mom, come around there. We can get on, on the tablet and get online, get in the groups and stuff because she don't like going to the classes, but oh, I don't got time for that. I was like, well, Mom, I'll show you how to do it. I'm gonna be sitting there with you, but don't, she don't be want to hear that, so I just leave her alone.
Yeah. Oh, good.
So,
I have. So how about if either of you were to download an app, if it was for your health specifically, what would you want from it? What could you, or if you have someone else in your family or something, what could they benefit from an app? How could that help out?
well, with me, if I could do it for my mom, and I connect it to me, I can remind her, just in case she don't remember her doctor's appointments, or I can be more involved in what I am because I can know when she got a doctor's appointment, when she has to take her medicine and stuff like that. So it'll help me help her because I can show her how to work it.
Yeah. Is it a way to keep track of like medication like that? She's taking it or something? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it helps you keep track of family members and make
Yeah.
sure that you're able to stay connected. Because
Yeah.
if it's on someone else's calendar, you can't see that. But the computer, the phone, that all
Yeah.
helps in staying connected on that. Okay.
I would even say like if the app were designed to be like user friendly, so making sure that that usability is there. Because again, for people who may not know how to use technology already, why complicate it even further by having a tricky app? So making it as simple as possible, making it as user friendly as possible, and then having like built-in notifications too.
Sure.
Yeah, making sure that you can access everything from that.
Okay.
By everything, I mean like appointment reminders or lab results or all like even like communicating with your provider or with whoever you can talk to through the app. Keeping it all in one place would make it a lot easier for people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think sometimes if it has all those tools, though, it can be a lot to keep track of, or a lot to if you're not used to using your phone or computer and it has a million different parts of your health, it might be a little difficult. But as long as they got someone like you to help out, you can figure it out, I guess. You'll get there.
Yeah.
So I think maybe, let me see if there's one more question. I think let's go into some of the apps. So I have 3 different apps that I found that are specifically, well, the idea is for, they help out with, if you're living with HIV, they can help you out in keeping track of medication doses. All of them also help out with keeping track of when you need refills. So they'll remind you when you have to take your meds. They'll remind you when your meds are going to run out. They can remind you a little bit earlier. They will also remind you about doctor's visits. Any doctor's visits coming up, you can write them in there. So if you have someone else who's, you're trying to help keep track of, they can get that little notification just to remind them. And there's most of the apps have some sort of ability to be a bit, what would I call it? They have the ability to be kind of discreet, so you can label the reminder. If you are living with HIV and you don't want that medication to say the name of the medication, you can write something like take your vitamins, or you can write call mom, or you can write just kind of whatever term you want to use if you want to change it. So almost any app you have can do that. But also, I mean, if you have a phone, most phones have the ability to do that anyway. Those things, you can just set a reminder in your phone. You can set an appointment reminder. So those are the things that you can kind of do already. But why don't I show you? So these are the 4 apps that I'll talk about. So I've got Life for Me Plus, Every Dose Every Day, Daily Charge, and the last one is called iChart. So iChart.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll just go through. I don't know how to do this that makes it very exciting, but I'll go through and talk about some of the resources, and then y'all stop me if you want to point out something and see if that is helpful or distracting. So the first one is called Life for Me. It has a little 4 in the app store. If you're looking it up, that's the little symbol. And so this one is both for, as you can tell, it's both for PrEP, and if you're living with HIV, you can put some of that information in there as well. It's got a pretty clear screen. At the bottom, you have personal, you have a little thing that says journal, you have something else that says map, and then the last one says info. It's really it's a little too small, but the map feature is not accessible because Life for Me is meant for if you're living in the UK, the EU. So it's not really, it doesn't work in America, the map feature, but everything else works.
Okay.
I feel like this app is honestly everything I described earlier. Like it looks very user friendly, and it has that communication aspect of it, and then the reminders, and then the safety. So that's a pretty good one.
Yeah. So in that app, you can put your doctor's info and stuff like that. But the challenge is, because it's not local to Americans, you can't do that in America. So if you're living in the UK, you can put your doctor, you can put their info, you can even like search for them on the app and then connect to them. And then when your prescription are running out, you can like try to contact them directly as long as they're on the app.
Okay.
So it's really helpful if you want to get in contact with your doctor, but unfortunately not that helpful for Americans. Other things that you can do in here, there's a little tab that says test. So on tests, you can open it up and it has information about STD tests that you've got. So you can put your most recent STD tests. It has, you can put information for hepatitis, Hep C. You can put information for your blood tests, just anything that is helpful. And it has a feature that you can sort of track over time. If you are living with HIV, something that you might want to keep track of would be CD4 count and viral load. Pablo, do you want to explain that real quick, or can we go back and forth and explain that?
Oh, yeah. So your CD4 counts, or CD4 cells, are the white blood cells in your body that fight off foreign infections. And when HIV is present in the body, the amount of your CD4 cells actually decreases. So the goal for treatment for HIV is to get someone on medication that we can increase the CD4 amount and decrease the viral load. And viral load is just a fancy way of saying the amount of virus in your body. So the lower the viral load, the higher the CD4 count should be.
And so most of these apps have some sort of chart where you can see, as long as you're keeping track and putting in the information. So you put in every time you get a test, you can put in your CD4 count, you can put in your viral load, and you can put in how often you're taking your medication. And then there's a little chart after a while that'll show up, and it will say, it will have like information about your progress. It'll say like, there's maybe starts off kind of low if you're not able to keep track of your medication, and then it increases as you do better at keeping track of that. So yeah, most of the apps have some sort of feature like that. Another cool thing that they have when you open up the app is a PIN code. So because it is your health information, all of them have some sort of ability to lock it. So if you're just going to open your phone, no one can just access your information. They have to type it in. Yeah. This one is also meant for PrEP. So if you are on PrEP, you can click on that feature, and you can keep track of adherence, reminders, and prescriptions. And the reminders feature, again, you can type in how often you need to take your medication. You can type in the title of the reminder that you want. Yeah, so that's basically this app. The last thing that I wanted to show on this one is there is a little set of 3 dots at the top. Oh, other side. There's a little set of 3 dots, and if you click on them, this one you can notify people if you've experienced discrimination, if you are out of stock, or if you need to send a message to your doctor.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Again, that only works if you're in the UK or EU. But if there was an app that did that in America, I think that'd be really cool. Maybe there is. I'm sure there's things, but it's really helpful to have that all there, you know? So that
Maybe
is
we
like
could become like app developers, and we can make our own app here for America. That'd be the next step.
Yeah. The next one is Every Dose Every Day. Oh, it's hard. I hate this. So Every Dose Every Day. This one is made by the CDC, so for the Center for Disease Control. And this one, I mean, to be all disclosure, we use it in our job. We are required to get people to download it because it is a great way if you are newly diagnosed with HIV, it's a great way to help someone out with keeping track of their medication. It's something that you know that like it's going to be there for them. They're always going to have their phone. So this one has a cool feature that I really enjoy, which is that when you take your medication, you can say if you missed it or you took it. So when you go in your progress, it will show, it will be able to identify that you've taken medication or you've missed medication. As well, this one also in the progress, you can see that you can add your CD4 count and your viral load.
That's good.
It also has some cool things where it'll show you your streaks. So you're saying like, oh, I've taken my medication every day for a week. It'll say, 7-day streak. So, I mean, if you're living with HIV, you want to stay on your medication. And having those really long streaks, I mean, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a, never-ending streak. You're looking for making it keep on going. And yeah.
And the design of that one too is very user-friendly, very sleek, very simple.
Yeah.
Which is why we're always encouraging people to download it too, because it's so easy to use.
Yeah, I would say out of the 3 apps, this one is the simplest. It's the easiest to use. There's not that, there's nothing too crazy, and it's very clear what you're doing on it. Again, you can set reminders for medication, appointments, or refills. I don't think there's anything crazy here. It's all the same. You can edit the name of your medication or how you want to do it. But yeah. And finally, there is Daily Charge. So Daily Charge is by Gilead, I believe. Is that one by Gilead? Yes. So Daily Charge is made by the company that provides Truvada, basically, Descovy, Truvada. In this one, I think there's something that's also very unique. When you open it up, it opens to the bottom part which says today. And on this screen, it'll have a few things. It'll have any reminders that you have. And it also has a little, it also has a few things. So it will give you information about HIV so you can start to learn about it. And it'll give you this thing that says Daily Break. And when you click on Daily Break, it's just like either something relaxing or something that helps you take a moment to think about your health. So today's Daily Break. You have more calcium in your body than any other mineral. About 99% of it is stored in your teeth. What should you eat to get calcium? And it tells you a little bit of information about foods that are high in calcium. So, am I boring you at this point? How are you feeling?
Good.
Oh, no, we're good.
How do these sound so far? How do these apps? What sounds the most useful?
The last one to me is sounds good because it'll help me with mine because sometimes I be on tuck my medicine in the morning and then I be on forgot I take it because I take it so early in the morning and sometimes I forget and then I'm like, did I take my medicine? Did I not take it? And then when I go back, I need to get an app. So, because I help my mom with hers, but I need one for me because the last one looked like it'll help me. Let me see, did I miss it or did I take it? So, I might need to try to download that one.
Yeah, and you can set 2 reminders. So if you're supposed to take your meds in the morning and you missed it in the afternoon, it'll get you another reminder, and you can say, okay, I took it this time. And you can even write how many pills you take at a time. You can even write which medication. You can write a lot of information about that, just so it helps you out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I really liked Every Dose Every Day because it gives you that opportunity to know if you missed a dose. So that way, if you're ever in a situation like Tamika, where like, oh, did I take it or did I forget to take it? You could reference that and then see like, oh, so I actually did miss it, or oh no, I actually took it today. And then I also like Daily Charge too, because if it does include really cool like nutritional information, I think that's a plus because health just goes outside of taking pills and medications and stuff like that. Exercise and diet is also really important too. So it's nice that that has that reminder there as well.
Yeah. And the next feature is called Learn, and it has a lot of good information about HIV. It also has information about creating healthy habits and HIV in daily life. So that's another, it's similar on the same vein. It's not just about the medication. It's also trying to provide you with a space to have some info. It has like information about understanding your health insurance, part 1, part 2. So that can be really useful if you're new, or I mean, if you're just trying to look for that extra support, you know. Again, this one has a progress feature, so a tracking you can see over time, and it can be really nice to be able to see that your progress over time as it gets better, and even when you dip, you can be like, okay, maybe I'm stressed right now. I need to take a moment and think about why I'm stressed and what I can do to make this work and get back on track. And the last part that this one has is support. It's really hard to see, but it's just more information, prescription support and resources, get help paying for medication, become an advocate. So a lot of different resources. And I did forget, it's fine. So that is the 3 apps. So I think all in all, the one that we recommend, Every Dose Every Day, I think it has a nice simplicity to it. I think there are some cool tools in the other 2 apps, and I think that Daily Charge has the most information. So if you're looking for an app that has a lot of information for you, that at your fingertips, you can look at a lot of info, the Daily Charge app can be really useful.
And if you're new to all this and you're looking for an app for the first time ever, Every Dose Every Day is probably a really good start for you.
Yeah. Now, there's 3 other apps that I'm going to talk about, but they're in a very different vein. So the first one will be iChart. So it has that little swirl on the phone screen. So it's called iChart Liverpool. So if you were to look it up, iChart Liverpool. And what is in this one? It's just to try and search for drug interactions. So it can help you if you're worried that the medication you're going to take is going to react with some sort of something else that you're taking. So it has a list of all of the medication that is used for HIV treatment. So you can go through the list. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. You can go through the list, and it has all of them. You click on it, and you click on another one, and it can provide you with some info on potential interaction, no interaction expected. So it can provide you with some info on how your medication might interact with others.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're worried, if you want to think about that, if you need some help learning about that, that might be a good place to start. But another thing I would say is always just talk to your doctor, talk to your provider, and they should be able to help you out with that information as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, the last 2 are a little bit different. So this is more about social support. So My HIV Team and Positive Peers. Positive Peers is specifically for young people, youth, young adults, but they are for both social media platforms, social networks, where you can talk to others living with HIV, talk to people about your experiences, and have a social group. So what part of your health does your social life play?
I think it plays a tremendous role in your social or in your health in general. I've shared this before and I love sharing it, but studies have shown that people who don't have a strong social support system tend to experience more adverse health outcomes. So they may be more prone for chronic heart diseases or diabetes or other things like that. So having those friends there, whether it's a shoulder to cry on or just people to talk to or people who provide financial support as well, it really does make a difference for you.
Yeah, it does, because it make a difference for me because at first I didn't, want to be like, just didn't want to get, I want to give up so bad when I first found out. And it's like, when God bless, so Lisa, when we used to go to that, she had told me about it and she was like, well, you need to go to classes, talk to somebody that, that's in the same place as you. So
Mm-hmm.
you won't, because I was pregnant and I was just wanting to give up. So she was like, no, you need to go to these groups. You don't need to give up. It's always an answer for certain things, but you just can't give up.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, I've been in the classes and I love the classes because I learn more and more every time.
Mm-hmm.
Some stuff I learned new, and then I learned a lot from a lot of groups with y'all, the groups I had before, and I appreciate everything that the groups help a lot.
And we appreciate you.
Yeah, I was just going to say thanks for sharing that with us, first of all. But second, we wouldn't be having these sessions if it weren't for you and other people like you who want to come and learn as well. So thank you for attending the sessions that we host there. And I'm glad you touched on that too, because I also wanted to share that along with these apps that Tommy's mentioning for social support, Impact is another really good form of social support here in St. Pete and in Tampa. Whether you want to do it in person or online virtually, we can host those sessions as well. So the first and the third Wednesday and Thursdays of the month at 3 p.m. and at 6 p.m., we will be hosting Impact for any of you who are living with HIV and just want to enter a space with other people who are also living with HIV, just to chat about sexual health and to kind of build that camaraderie with other people too.
Yeah, so that's actually next week. So we will have one in Tampa on Wednesday at 6 and St. Pete on Thursday at 6. And then the virtual sessions, we can have as many people as we want. But we do take a lot of precautions when we come to our in-person group. So if you're worried about coming in person to something, just know that at least at Metro, we're doing a lot of things to make sure people are safe. We wear masks, we screen at the front, we distance, we provide food, but only after groups have finished. But yeah, we're taking a lot of those things into consideration just to make sure people are safe. But back to like this, COVID is also a time, I think, where that social support is really necessary.
Mm-hmm.
So having a community around you to support you, it may not even be that you're like worried about giving up right now. It may just be like you've been doing this distancing thing for a long time, and you just need to talk to people. You just need people around you at this point. So that's another thing that I think social support can help with right now. Just an app like that might be able to provide you that space to communicate and have other people to be there for you. But I think that is a really common experience where if someone is learning about their status, it can feel like the world is ending. It can feel like it can be very terrifying, especially if you don't have people around you that know what you're going through. And having people around you, whether or not they know what you're going through, that are supporting you, can be really important and really influential in getting you on the right track and helping you out. Yeah. Well, so I'm going to say the one more time. So my HIV team and positive peers. So those were the two social networks, social media platforms. And I think that if you are interested, we'll try to, you can always reach out to us and we're happy to tell you more information about these. But I don't know. That's all I got. So Pablo, do you have any questions left over? Tamika, you got any thoughts left over?
No, I was just as you was talking, a lady popped up on my screen, and I don't know where the lady come from.
So we're connected. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. So if someone's following us on YouTube or Facebook, they can give us some questions. They can message us and say, "Hey," but yeah, they just wanted to. They were cheering you on. They were cheering you on.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, where'd she come from?
No, Kate's watching right now, and she wanted to give you a shout out. So shout out to Kate.
Yeah, I seen that.
Kate.
I was like, she just popped up on the screen. I'm like, okay. But I really enjoyed it, even though I miss y'all because I don't see y'all that much. But I was like, dang, I need to go to St. Pete and just sit in the group with y'all over there. But I got to find a way to get over there.
We would love that.
But I enjoy Wes. He's amazing. We have fun. We be having fun. He be in groups with us, so it's kind of interesting because I'm so used to seeing him on our other meetings. Now he's in class with me, so he be like if I miss one Wednesday, he was like, "Where you been?" I'm like, I just didn't want to come. He like, you could have called and told me you weren't coming. I'm like, my bad.
Well, now you know for the future then.
Yeah. I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't come. I'm sorry.
You're all good. We know you're there. And
Yes, I be missing all the classes online. I'd be like, dang, I just missed the class. I forget something. So I'm going to start putting them on my calendar too because I be forgetting.
Oh, no, the online ones they're at 3 p.m. on Wednesdays. So
yeah, because I go to one at 6 on Wednesday. So the one on Thursdays, I'm going to start going to.
Yeah. You want to come to St. Pete? You want to come visit us in St. Pete?
I'm going to get to St. Pete.
So now we dropped it down to one virtual session per week. So the only online session we're going to have is Wednesdays at 3.
Okay.
And if you can't make it to the 3 p.m. sessions, the last Wednesday of the month is our Wind Down Wednesday event, which is where we get together at 8 p.m., which is it's a lot later than we normally would do groups. But that's what makes it fun because it's kind of like group after dark. So I highly recommend coming. It's very relaxed and laid back. And
okay, either you or Tom have to call me or text me because
we will. We will.
Because I don't forget.
We most certainly will. So no, it's a really cool space. We just had our first one this past week, and it was really fun. But as the name insinuates, so Wind Down Wednesday, we do allow our clients to hop on the Zoom, and if they're having a glass of wine, it's totally cool too. And if not, whatever you want to drink.
Or if you're having your what was it? Not a milkshake. You had a smoothie.
Shake. Yeah, I had a
smoothie. Yeah. So I have some good news for y'all. I have a new grandbaby coming.
Oh my goodness!
October. Yeah.
Congrats.
And I'm taking my time because the last one I got so hyped up. She lost it last year, and I'm telling her take it easy, stop stressing, so we can make it October. So,
well, I got a niece or nephew coming too, so I'll be real excited with you.
Okay.
But I think that's all I got for today. So thank you for joining us. This is a lot of fun.
Thank you for inviting me. Anytime y'all have something, and I do, I will be there because I be missing. I like being in sessions with y'all because I learn a lot.
Good.
I really do.
Well, if you or if anyone that's listening has any questions about these things, feel free to reach out. We're always available. Okay. Just give us a call. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, ow.
Well,
my arm went no.
Well, why don't we say good night to those that are watching? If you have anything else, just reach out to Metro. And I don't know. Anything else, Pablo?
Nope, that was it. I got all my little plugs in there. So City Mix and Impact, Wind Down Wednesdays are all great. If you have any additional questions for me, my email is pabloh@metrotampabay.org. And if you call Metro's number, my extension is 1284. So yeah, hit me up if you have any questions or want to attend one of our future groups too.
Yeah.
And I'm just everywhere.
Oh.
I'm just everywhere, so.
Oh, we know.
Yeah, have a good night.
You too. Bye, everybody. Yeah.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.